you've got iron issues. It's a bit of a surprise. Your diet is not perfect, but you do eat iron-containing foods such as meat, and you start your morning with a bowl of cereal, which, according to the box, has 9 vitamins and minerals, including iron. So what gives? Well, the biology of iron is complicated. Join us for this episode of Better Body Chemistry TV to find out how you can have an iron deficiency but not be iron deficient. Better Body Chemistry TV is brought to you by Dr. Sandy, a scientist turned gremlin buster, helping you battle sugar gremlins, heifer lumps, and other health horribles through better body chemistry. Remember, small things can make a big difference to your health. Now, the first thing you need to know is iron is a grocery, a rather precious one. What makes it precious is its relative scarcity, but the operative word is relative. You do need to get a little bit of iron each day from your food, primarily to top up the little bit of iron you lose on a daily basis. Now, a big bleed and being pregnant can up this need significantly, but the bulk of your iron needs are met by iron recycling, which means there's more to the iron story than iron absorption. Because, well, iron is precocious. Too much iron in the blood at any given point in time is problematic. The risk is part microbial, part metabolic. So it is important to put any iron arriving away quickly and efficiently. Now, the guy in charge of putting away the groceries is insulin. Now, most of the time when we talk about insulin's exploits, we think glucose. This is the job that insulin fluffs up, leading to glucose spikes and metabolic troubles. But insulin is also involved in preventing iron spikes. This is what a group of researchers from Austria recently uncovered. They asked healthy adults to do a glucose tolerance test, which amounts to downing a syrupy liquid chock full of glucose and then watching what happens to the sugar levels. Now, what made their study interesting was, in addition to keeping tabs on the usual sugar parameters, they also kept tabs on a couple of iron-related parameters. Here is what happened. Downing the sugar caused a spike in glucose and insulin. No surprises here. But at the same time sugar levels were rising, iron levels took a dive. The driver for this iron decline was hepcidin. Its levels tracked the rise in glucose. Now, when the team probed a little further, they found that the hepcidin doing the work was not coming from the liver. It was coming from the pancreas, and it was related to the amount of glucose. The team concluded when the pancreas spits out insulin, hepcidin comes along for the ride. The two hormones, hepcidin and insulin, are co-secreted. Now, in the hepcidin iron insulin connection, insulin doesn't actually touch iron. Hepcidin handles the iron side of things in the moment. It's a smart move. After all, a bite of something could bring a rush of iron into the system, resulting in an iron spike, thanks to a momentary shortage of iron transporters or chaperones. Now, an iron spike could tip the balance, leading to serious problems. So the blast of hepcidin tells everyone to hold on to their iron resources until the situation returns to normal. Well, this is what it should happen, but it doesn't when you're insulin resistant. Hepcidin never stands down because insulin secretion never ceases. It's happening morning, noon, and night. Now remember, When the pancreas spits out insulin, hepcidin comes along for the ride. So that means hepcidin levels are high morning, noon, and night. And this makes moving iron around the body a little difficult. If the situation becomes bad enough, you can develop signs and symptoms of iron deficiency. It could show up as an overt anemia, or in other ways like restless leg syndrome or early graying of the hair. Now, to fix the iron deficiency, you do not need more iron. You need the iron that you got to be recycled. And to do this, you need to rein in hepcidin. Now, the way to rein in hepcidin is to rein in insulin. Granted, hepcidin and insulin are not joined at the hip. Several other things contribute to your hepcidin levels and iron status. But since insulin and hepcidin are big buddies, if you're insulin resistant, this is the place to start. Download our free willpower report to discover 10 strategies you can use to rein in insulin and hepcidin and begin the journey today to creating better body chemistry and better health. Interested in discovering more ways to create better body chemistry or need a little help getting your body chemistry on track? Visit our website at www.betterbodychemistry.com. Browse our library or enroll in one of our courses or programs. The advice is simple to follow and based on real science, not hype. Know someone who has signs and symptoms of an iron deficiency, but is not iron deficient from a dietary perspective. Share this video with them so they understand the insulin iron hepcidin connection. And if this is your first time here, be sure to subscribe to our channel so you catch future episodes of Better Body Chemistry TV. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Remember, small things can make a big difference to your health.